Hello and welcome to another video.
Hello.
Hello. Today we are going to be talking about the 30th anniversary episode, which isn't out yet at the time of recording, called Once and Always. So, Alex, thoughts?
Should be very, very interesting and sort of a little bit, I guess, I don't want to get too excited, but...
Don't want to get too caught up in the hype, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is nice to see Billy and Zach again. So.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
Sorry, spoiler.
One of the things... No, I think people know at this point. Obviously, they're trying to get as much of the original Mighty Morphin cast back as they possibly could, which is great. I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot of little things that have been mentioned about it. Obviously, it's an episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which we haven't had since 1996. So if there isn't hype behind that, there's something seriously wrong. Like, you're obviously not interested if you're not hyped by that thought purely alone, So yeah, Once and Always, which is a bit of a nod to the 10th anniversary, believe it or not, which is Once a Ranger. And I kind of like the idea that, get some of the old cast back. But you know who the villain is, don't you? Spoilers!
Lord Zed!
No, apparently it's not. It's Rita Repulsa.
Oh, no!
Apparently, yeah, I know. In a completely different form. Ooh. So according to a press release from Hasbro, they have said that she's in a robotic form. But we do have the original voice artist back. Doing the voice of Rita, so that should be pretty interesting to see, and the first time in a long time that Rita has been voiced by the same voice actress.
So you're talking about the movie or the show?
In the movie it was the same, I believe, wasn't it? Barbara, I think, did the voice.
I thought it was somebody starting with C.
Oh no, that's
in the film.
No, that's the person in the seat.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but I can see how you'd be confused by that. So yeah, one of the other things as well is there's a brand new morph sequence. Shock horror.
Wow.
I wasn't surprised by this. I don't know why people went so gaga over the, oh my god, there's a new morph sequence. Of course there would be. You expect them to use footage from 1996 that's in standard definition. I'm not being cruel, but come on now. Don't get me wrong. Don't want to be a negative Nelly. I'll be excited to see what they do.
Remastered MMPR 93.
We'll just get the footage and upscale it.
Yeah.
This is not a Saban show anymore. No. This is Hasbro.
Yes.
It'll be interesting, I think, to see how this pans out. It's a 40-minute episode, which in itself is pretty awesome. I would have liked 60 minutes, but hey, I'll basically take what I can get, really.
Yeah.
Billy's back. That's exciting.
Yay.
We've got Rocky back. I know that's not Jason, but for me, I'm a Rocky fan. I like Rocky.
Yeah, he's good.
And he had very big shoes to fill, so it was a very difficult ask for someone to come along and take over from such an iconic character. But I love Rocky. Rocky's got a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite Red Rangers. And I've always been the underdog. So when someone kind of craps on someone, I kind of stand up for them. So that's just in my nature, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depends how you look at it. But yeah, definitely one of my favorites. Obviously, Catherine is back. We have some of the most important returning Rangers as well, alongside with Billy. We've got Zach.
Back from the Pete's.
Back from the
Peace Conference.
Peace Conference. Yeah, if you don't behave, kids, that's where you'll be sent. The Peace Conference. Amy Jo Johnson has hinted that she's done something with Hasbro, but not this. She has stated that she didn't say no. They just didn't match the terms that she wanted. It's interesting. I don't know what that means. Because your thought automatically goes, pay? But I don't think it was.
Right, I want this, and this.
It could be that, she wanted them to, pay for a hotel or pay for travel expenses. It could have been something along those lines. We will never know until it's specifically said, and I don't think it ever will be, sadly. No. But that's not to say she didn't do a voiceover for something, or, Also, with that in mind...
Isn't she a director too?
She's a director and a producer and a singer.
So maybe that's something.
Yeah, she did direct a movie recently, along with she did a pilot a few years ago for a show which to me absolutely looked hysterical, and I would have loved to have seen it. It was about a washed up star from the 90s who wasn't coping very well with the fact that their stardom, it had dwindled, and they had to kind of do the con circuit. Kind of a very similar premise to another show called Con Man. But I think also from a diva perspective, I would have loved to have seen it.
Yeah.
I mean, the actual pilot looked absolutely hysterical.
Wow.
So how it didn't get picked up, I don't know. That's the difficulty of Hollywood, I suppose. But yeah, it will be great to kind of see Aisha back, Adam back.
Nice.
And at the end of the day, it's got to be better than Megaforce was, for the 20th anniversary. Lots of problems there, But I'm excited for the 30th episode. Obviously, we'll do a review when we do get it actually in April. But yeah, I don't know.
I also was going to say, I wonder, because with the 30th anniversary episode,
Yeah.
I'm wondering, because obviously 3 went for the peace conference,
Yeah.
and 3 replaced.
Yes.
I love all those 6, and obviously 1 is, not with us anymore.
Yeah, which is why she's been replaced by a character who plays her daughter, Min.
But I'm just wondering what they'll go with it, because who will be allowed to be putting on the original suit and who's not allowed to, because I don't know where that's
You mean from the original 3 versus the new 3?
Because I wonder how they're going to approach that, because obviously Jason, Trini and Zach, as opposed to Rocky,
Aisha and Adam. Yeah.
Who gets to play what? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, we have seen Zach in the Black Ranger suit, so I assume that he'll be taking on that mantle.
But I don't.
But whether they change it,
I don't want to go with the 20th anniversary hype and go, oh, yeah, this is gonna happen. And it's like, he's only in the suit for like a minute. I don't want to say that he is, but I just.
No, I don't think anyone wants that.
I don't want to get too excited like I did last time.
Yeah. I know. Try and keep things in check, and be realistic about what's going to happen and who's going to go and do what. It would be great to see if they do like a suit swap midway through. Say you have yellow and yellow at some point. Black and black. I mean, we would love to see that, but I don't think that's going to be a thing. I think it's a mixture of. Who do the fans want to see wear it again?
Yeah.
I
think that's probably with Zach.
Yeah, purely because he hasn't done it for so long.
I don't think he's never gone into the suit like anyone. Sorry, he hasn't gone back into the suit like some of the others have.
You mean since the 90s?
Yeah, like Adam has I don't know if it's a master morpher, but he did morph in the last 20 years.
Yeah. I mean,
whereas Zach hasn't, I guess.
Exactly, and we had like the 10th anniversary when we last saw him, where with Zach we hadn't seen him since they went to. It's so painful to say. Went to the peace conference. If you don't behave, that's where you'll go. You'll be sent to the peace conference in, somewhere that requires you getting on a plane. We won't pick a country because we're neutral. It was definitely, getting back to that thing back in the day. It was a very painful experience for a lot of people.
Union thing, I guess.
Well, look, I was also, just not to tell everyone, but I'm a little bit older than you. So I remember being old enough to understand and, read things in articles that were kind of out in pop magazines. In fact, one of my best friends at the time, she gave me a magazine article that she was, because she was reading in the magazine. She said, "Come check this out. Did you know the original 3 are leaving because of an issue with pay?" And I was kind of like, "Wow, no, they can't be leaving. That's got to be just a rumor. That can't be true." And literally within a month of reading that, we had the movie. So we knew you know, before we'd even seen the episodes, you know, the power transfer, whatever, we knew they were going.
Yeah.
Because we already had the movie out before we had season 2. So yeah, that was a hard knowledge to kind of have. And I think, yeah, go on.
I was just going to say, as opposed to in Australia, we've got everything behind everyone else, behind the United Kingdom and America.
Yeah.
So when we got the episodes, we got, from memory, I saw the season 2 before I saw the film, because the film got here much later than it did for you. From memory. This is 95. This was a long time ago.
Yeah. One of the things that we had, because we didn't get the episodes initially that far behind the US, if you had Sky Television, which, you know, for any Australians watching, is Foxtel. I don't know what the equivalent is in the States. What was it? It was just cable, I suppose, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
I can't think of a brand, but it doesn't make any difference. So for us, initially, we had the episodes, maybe 2 to 3 weeks behind the States. Like, it wasn't actually that far. And then eventually we caught up.
Wow.
And then it went on hiatus with Sky. And they advertised Zeo as coming in the September. But it was odd because once we got to, like, you know, midway through, like, you know, where did we get? I think we got maybe the first few episodes of season 2, you know, where they had changed to the Thunderswords. We know that they had left because the film was out. So it was weird. Yeah, it was really, really weird. Like, we had the whole kind of Tommy becomes the White Ranger spoiled for us a little bit. Because we already
spoiled for you.
Yeah, well, because the film came out. So we already
right.
knew before we were able to see it.
Whereas I got the thing, who's going to be the white? Who's that?
He's going to be the White Ranger, yeah.
And he's fat.
Spoiler. Is it Zach's cousin? You know, is it going to be Richie from the Juice Bar? Who knows? Who knows, right? Look, I think there's going to be a lot of things that we don't know about the 30th anniversary episode. I am excited. I'm trying to, you know, keep it real, but I am pretty hyped for it. I think we'll just have to see how that how it pans out, how well it works. It'll be an interesting one because technically, did you know this? Obviously, we had a few episodes of Mighty Morphin that was shot in Australia, but this will be the first episode of Mighty Morphin that was shot in New Zealand.
True.
Yeah, as it falls under, obviously, Mighty Morphin. I also don't know if we'll be able to get it. Like, will you just be able to watch it on Netflix? Will you be able to purchase it on DVD?
Like a special...
Yeah. I know that at the moment, I don't know if it's an E1 thing. We'll have to talk about E1 in another video, but I don't know if it's an E1 thing or a Hasbro thing, or whether it's just because it's an exclusivity to Netflix, whether we'll actually see a release on DVD or Blu-ray or, you know, hopefully, or whether we'll get any sort of digital version of it somehow. Legally, you know, that would be nice. It'd be great to be able to buy the seasons. But yeah, so I think this wraps up this video thus far. If you have anything you want to ask, anything you want to say, please leave something in the comments. So yeah, until next time, until this actually comes out and then we're able to watch it, we'll do a review.